So hi everyone, today in this video we're gonna try to create solutions for another type of problem that we face, and this particular one is something that has always existed, but obviously we're gonna try to, in a non-perspective, a non-technical way obviously to see, because I'm not someone that has all the studies enough, so to create a totally and integrated solution, the best one probably that can be created. But you see that it's something to show you that even if you don't know you don't have also studies in specific type of field of problem, you can still, you by using mental models, create ideas, ways to act that they have a type of way that they have a higher likelihood to be someone uh, that you can believe that can solve the problem. But then, so we need always start to first understand as best as possible the problem that we're facing. And what's the problem? We have 800 million people that live on with less than $2.15 a day. So 800 million people that live with less than $2.15 a day. 7 trillion a year lost to poverty linked crises like healthcare, crime, and obviously this comes with the potential GDPs that the economies can and could be having. And obviously we need to start looking for root drivers for that. But then, so what we have? We have wealth wording, 12.1% that holds 48% of global wealth, and seems to be something and has to be studied and has to be is a argue that a lot of people is having, is that it's not good to exist that much of inequality in terms of existing too much resources getting allocated to a small tiny percent of people. But what I argue that is even worse probably is the corruption. 1 trillion a year stolen so for people that practice corruption. Education gaps, 250 million kids that are illiterate, and this is something that's important because obviously you to get the money and to get the resource that you need to be someone that creates value for others. And for that, obviously, you have to get your needs satisfied, like health, being able to also to get the similar resources to sustain your life. But obviously, it's what is even more important is you getting access to education, being able to learn. And so it's kind of providing the resources, not just like thinking in taxing people to sustain the life of the other ones. But then, what are the mental models and solutions for this specific problem? We have first the tragedy of commons idea. Resources like land and capital are hoarded, impoverishing communities. But then, so what's the fix? Community wealth funds. The Spanish Mondragon model shares company equity with workers, has made the poverty reduce 40% in Basque region. And land trusts. The Brazil's MST redistributes unused farmland to 350k families, has made the hunger in this family reduced by 60%. So, what's the idea? Resources like land and capital are awarded impoverishing communities, so urging a way to not to so don't suffer with this type of thing. So we have presented two type of actions that you can take. Second, the core effect. What's the idea? Aid often creates dependency, not empowerment. What's the fix for that? By understanding it. Direct cash transfers. The genius give directly sent 500 month, $500 month has made the entrepreneurship increase by 300%, because obviously it's a way that if you get direct cashes for uh, for this, you will not just stimulate and help so the people to survive, you will stimulate the entrepreneurship because people will have money to spend, and if it exists consume, obviously will as well stimulate people to create an entrepreneurship because they will be able and they will be able to make profit because exists consumer is power of purchase in the consumer side. Teach to Fish 2.0, the Bangladesh RAC trains 10 million in artificial intelligence farming, has made the crop yields 2 times. But then, so what's the idea is that you just cannot like attribute subsidies and expecting so people to get incentive now to do the work. It's like it's like incentivizing people to do the work, but in a way that obviously you don't have to cut away the help. It's not so making what is probably something that's better in the management of subsidies. That's just getting subsidies and people so they pretend to and they will not like to work because they can live well with the subsidies and so they rely in their homes, don't doing and not trying to get educated and contribute for society. Just getting the subsidy and then obviously getting is not they're gotten obviously they will not be well seen. Three, anti-fragility. What's the idea? Poverty breeds resilience. Harness it. So what's the fix? Is by understanding it. Microinsurance collectives. The India Self-Employed Women's Association (CWIA) pools risks as disaster recovery increased by 70%. And slum innovation hubs. The Kenya's maker movement turns trash into solar grids, has made so 500k homes powered. Four, Jevons paradox. What's the idea? Sheep thatch can widen inequality. But then, so why is this something that can happen? What's the fix for that? So, what's our the fix by understanding it? We have the artificial intelligence for equitable growth. The Rwanda zipline drones deliver blood vaccines, has made child mortality reduced 50%, and blockchain land titles. The Honduras ledger system stops elites from stealing deeds, has made the farmer incomes increase by 80%. Five, precautionary principle. What's the idea? Act before poverty becomes irreversible. But then, so what's the fix for that? We have universal basic services, the finance, free shield care or healthcare has made so lifelong poverty reduced by 35%. And that amnesty, the Ecuador erased $1 billion in predatory loans, has made so 2 million families escape the debt trap. So basically, what do you have? Obviously, if you have to, well, how you finance these type of universal basic service? Normally with money that comes with taxes that you take so from people that tend to have more. But then, so what's the problem? You don't have these money is not enough so to pay these type of services because what? Because probably this money is in certain times is dodged from so the hand type of goal that why it exists that is to finance the public services and obviously the corruption. That's something that has to be controlled. And normally these countries that exist and the public services are really good. Normally the north in Europe, they normally are the ones as well have less corruption and as well so the welfare and the of poverty in that countries are really well reduced. Six, Lindy effect and that idea and Shite mutual head tends to be better than the modern bureaucracy. So what's the fix by understanding it? We have rotating saving clubs, the Nigeria's Isusu system funds 5 million business years, and time banks, the Greece's crisis era barter networks saved 1 million from homelessness. 7. Incentive misalignment. What's the idea? Global systems profit from poverty. So doesn't exist that much of incentive from them to kind of solve this problem. So what's the fix for that? Poverty penalty taxes. The France fines corporations paying less than living wages, made funds job training. And so with that money they fund job training. And open source pharma, the India's generic drugs laws saved 10 million from medical bankruptcy. 8. A bit of second order thinking. So ideas solve root causes, not symptoms. But then what's the fix applying to this problem? We have the girls' education. The Malawi's cash for schooling has reduced twin pregnancies 55%, and GDP increased by 20% in 10 years. And climate reparations, the Barbados Loss and Damage Fund rebuilds storm hit villages, made migration reduced 70%. So the root cause for it is in poverty, not just symptom, not just like giving money for the people, probably something more structural, see the culture, trying so to work with the way that the people get the information. So reformulate the schools, reformulate the way that you teach the things, and not just so giving money and solving, expect this to solve the problem, something that's important. It's not just you could like probably give 100k for everyone that is poor in the world, you will not solve the problem. it will so be in like 1 to 2 years, you will go back to the same type of point that you were. So it's important to understand that to obviously to build a long last solutions, you need to solve and you need to look for the roots, not just the symptoms. So I expect this video to make you like enough the channel. I expect it was enough to make like the video. I hope to see in other videos that this channel is about to produce, other ones that already were so published. And with that much more to say, just thank you, and I hope to see so in other videos. So see you in the next one.